Imagine this. You've heard all the doomsday predictions, but what if I told you we've actually had several terrifying close calls with the end of the world? These moments were so mind-blowingly dangerous that they could have obliterated everything we know in an instant. These aren't just stories, they're real, mind-blowing events where humanity was hanging by a thread. We're talking about massive disasters, serious mistakes, and space threats that could have completely changed our world. Today, we're diving deep into 10 unbelievable moments when the world almost met its end. And let me tell you, the final story, number 10, is so shocking that it'll make you question everything you thought you knew. So, if you're ready for a wild ride through history's near-apocalyptic moments, make sure to hit that subscribe button and smash the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on these eye-opening revelations. All right. Imagine it's October 1962, and the world is on the edge of nuclear war. The Soviet Union had secretly placed nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 90 miles from the United States coast. When the United States discovered this, President John F. Kennedy and Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev were locked in a high-stakes standoff. For 13 intense days, the world held its breath as both superpowers stared each other down. The United States was ready to retaliate, and Soviet submarines, armed with nuclear torpedoes, were patrolling near Cuba, ready to strike if provoked. The stakes couldn't have been higher. The crisis was defused thanks to a critical decision by Soviet officer Vasily Arkhipov. When a Soviet submarine commander considered launching a nuclear torpedo, Archipov's calm judgment stopped him. His decision prevented what could have been a global disaster. In the end, the Soviets agreed to remove their missiles from Cuba, and the United States secretly withdrew its missiles from Turkey, avoiding a catastrophic conflict. The Cuban Missile Crisis is a powerful reminder of how close we came to nuclear war and how a few crucial decisions made all the difference. In 1859, Earth was hit by a cosmic bullet, the Carrington event, the most powerful solar storm ever recorded. It began when a massive solar flare erupted from the sun, hurtling a cloud of charged particles directly toward Earth. Within hours, the skies were lit up with dazzling auroras, visible as far south as Cuba and Hawaii. But beneath this beauty, chaos was brewing. Telegraph systems around the world went wild, sparking fires, shocking operators, and sending out random, unstoppable messages. If an event like this were to occur today, it wouldn't just be a stunning light show. It could cripple power grids, knock out satellites, and plunge the world into darkness, triggering a global technological meltdown. Modern civilization, so reliant on electricity and digital infrastructure, would be pushed to the brink in a matter of hours. The Carrington event reminds us how fragile our technological world is and how close we've come to being thrust back into the dark ages. In 1908, a mysterious explosion rocked the remote wilderness of Siberia, leveling 800 square miles of forest in an instant. Known as the Tunguska event, it was caused by an asteroid or comet fragment that detonated in the atmosphere with the force of 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. Trees were flattened like matchsticks, and the blast was so powerful that people felt the shock wave from hundreds of miles away. Had it exploded over a major city, millions would have perished, and the world as we know it could have been forever changed. No crater was ever found, adding to the eerie mystery of what really happened that day. The Tunguska event stands as a chilling reminder of the destructive power lurking in space. One stray rock from the cosmos, and life on Earth could be wiped out in an instant. In the 1970, Soviet scientists embarked on an ambitious and daring mission to dig the deepest hole ever attempted, plunging over 40,000 feet into Earth's crust. Known as the Kola Super Deep Borehole, the project sparked both excitement and fear. As the drill crept deeper, some worried they might unleash something dangerous from the bowels of the planet, triggers for volcanic eruptions, pockets of lethal gas, or worse, something unknown lurking beneath. Every new layer they breached revealed secrets about Earth's ancient past, but the further they went, the more unpredictable the outcome became. The heat was so intense near the bottom, over 350 F, that the equipment melted and the project was eventually abandoned. Though no apocalypse was unleashed, The eerie sense of poking into the unknown left the world wondering what might have happened if they had gone deeper. In 2008, the world held its breath as the Large Hadron Collider, the most powerful particle accelerator ever built, roared to life. Deep underground near Geneva, scientists were about to push the boundaries of human knowledge by smashing particles at unprecedented speeds. But as the colossal machine whirred to action, a chilling rumor began to spread like wildfire. What if the collider created a micro-black hole that could spiral out of control and devour the Earth from the inside out? The mere thought was enough to spark global panic, with doomsday scenarios flashing across headlines and social media. People imagined a cosmic catastrophe unfolding in real time, where one small experiment could lead to the end of everything. As the first collisions occurred, millions watched anxiously, their fear mingling with awe. Yet, the fears proved unfounded. The collider continued its groundbreaking work, revealing new insights into the universe without unleashing any apocalyptic disaster. The event was a dramatic reminder of how the edge of scientific discovery can stir our deepest fears and stir imaginations into overdrive. In 1983, the world came terrifyingly close to nuclear annihilation during a military exercise known as Operation Able Archer. This NATO drill, designed to simulate a nuclear war scenario, was conducted with a level of realism that spooked the Soviet Union. Soviet radar systems detected what they believed was a genuine nuclear attack, sending shockwaves of panic through Soviet leadership. As the Soviets braced for what they thought was an imminent, real assault, they were on the brink of launching a retaliatory strike that could have triggered a full-scale nuclear war. Every decision made in those critical moments was a potential step towards global catastrophe. The world's fate hung in the balance as high-stakes miscommunications and paranoia ruled the day. Thankfully, Soviet officers eventually realized the exercise was just a simulation and not an actual attack, defusing the crisis just in time. This narrow escape from disaster highlighted the terrifying possibility that a simple misunderstanding could have led to the end of civilization as we know it. As the year 2000 approached, a global panic took hold over the Y2K bug, a computer glitch that many feared could spell disaster. The problem was that older computer systems were programmed to recognize years by only the last two digits, so when the year 2000 rolled around, these systems might read it as 1900. This glitch had people imagining everything from banking crashes to massive power outages. The world braced for chaos, with businesses and governments scrambling to fix the problem in time. As New Year's Eve approached, tension was high. Everyone was waiting to see if the world would plunge into darkness, or if everything would hold together. When the clock struck midnight, the feared apocalypse didn't happen. Thanks to a lot of behind-the-scenes work, most systems made the switch without a hitch. The Y2K scare ended up being a dramatic reminder of how our worries can grow wildly, even when the actual threat is much smaller than expected. In 2012, a wave of apocalyptic anxiety swept the globe, driven by the belief that the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. According to a popular interpretation, December 21, 2012, marked the end of a significant cycle in the ancient Mayan calendar, leading many to fear it signaled an impending global catastrophe. From social media to news headlines, predictions of earthquakes, planetary alignments, and cosmic collisions filled the airwaves, sparking widespread panic and doomsday preparations. People made plans to survive the supposed disaster, while others anxiously awaited the fateful day. As December 21st arrived, the world held its breath, but when the date came and went, it was clear that the apocalypse was nothing more than a myth. The day passed without incident, revealing the power of fear and how easily a compelling story can capture our imagination, even in the face of a non-existent threat. In 536 AD, the world experienced one of its darkest and most mysterious crises. A huge volcanic eruption, or possibly a comet, sent a thick layer of ash into the sky, blocking out the sun and plunging the Earth into a strange, eerie darkness. This sudden loss of sunlight led to a sharp drop in temperatures and ruined crops all over the world. Without enough food, people faced severe famine and disease, and many societies struggled to survive. For several years, the world remained cold and gloomy, and the effects were felt across the globe. The event of 536 AD shows just how a massive natural disaster can disrupt life and cause widespread suffering, leaving its mark on history. In 1983, the world faced a chilling near disaster during an event known as the Oko incident. The Soviet Union's early warning system, designed to detect incoming missiles, suddenly blared with the terrifying news that the United States had launched a nuclear attack. The alarms triggered a high-stakes panic, with Soviet officials on the brink of launching a retaliatory strike. The fate of millions hung in the balance, and a single wrong move could have ignited global nuclear war. But amid the chaos, one brave Soviet officer named Stanislav Petrov had a hunch that something wasn't right. Despite intense pressure and the gravity of the situation, Petrov trusted his instincts and held back from reporting the alarm as a real attack. His decision was crucial. As it turned out, the warning was just a false alarm caused by a glitch. Petrov's quick thinking and calm under pressure prevented what could have been a cataclysmic nuclear war, making him an unsung hero in a dramatic moment of Cold War history. These 10 strange, near-apocalyptic events showed just how fragile our world can be. From nuclear close calls to cosmic disasters, we've danced on the edge of catastrophe more times than we realize. Yet every time, quick decisions, luck, or pure human resilience pulled us back from the brink. These moments remind us how unpredictable life on Earth is and why we must stay vigilant. So next time you hear about a strange threat, remember, we've faced the end before, and we're still here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more wild stories from history.